thing with my children if that happened to them, right? I'm anti-abortion and I'm very open about it. But I have to say, not every dad will take it the exact same way as yours.
No, I agree. I'm very blessed. I have an amazing father. My father is my rock, and that's why like I determined a few years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of watching C-SPAN. I'm tired of listening to all this stuff. I'm just going to call my dad and I'm just going to say, what do I do? End of story. And that's just how it's going to be. But like at the end of the day, when it comes, I see you, Joe, if you want to go back into avatar mode. At the end of the day, like I just looked at it like, if he's like, I legitimately thought going to my father and saying, this is what I've done and this is what's going to happen. I don't know. You're emotional. All of these things are going through your mind. You're like, oh my God, I'm the worst person in the world. I fucked up. Right. Especially based on our principles and values and our foundation of who we are as a family. And I just thought like I'm like, he's going to disown me. This is it. Like my father's no longer going to be my father. And no, he embraced it. And he said, no, if like I looked at the idea of abortion and adoption because I was 21 and I was like, Dad, I can't be a mom. I can't be a mom right now. I just can't do this. Like, and he said, yes, you can. I raised you. I know you can.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's all I fucking needed to hear. And I did. I fucking did everything that my father told me I could do. Every little tidbit of it. He never thought I would be a YouTube podcaster, but that's a whole nother story. But I mean, outside of that, like he's like, Sarah, you're gonna be a great mom. What are you so worried about? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm worried. I'm gonna suck at all of this. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. Like I just didn't think, because I wasn't married, I fucked up. Like I did it outside of wedlock and all. Like I did it outside of what we were supposed to be.
That's Catholic guilt, intense Catholic guilt.
Well, no, but feeling shame for fucking up is not a bad thing.
Telling people that all options are equally good when some are not is not helping them. It's misleading them.
How do you mean?
Tell me more.
Well, I mean, I have a similar story to Sarah's. My girlfriend at the time got pregnant when I was 22, out of marriage, of course, and we had always kind of had an agreement that if she got pregnant now, it wasn't the time. I was unemployed, like I was squatting on her couch, and that if she got pregnant, we would just, do the thing because we're not there yet. But luckily, when she did get pregnant, we did not decide to do that. And now my daughter's 14. And it was the best decision ever. So I think that telling people that both options are equally viable for you is enabling them to make a bad decision by validating their fears. Because I think that most people who do this are actually just scared. Because having your first kid is scary. You could always have your shit more together.
Super scary.
Right. And that's normal. So I think that I just don't think they're equally viable options.
Yeah.
Listen, I got married. I got
Dave.
married first, and then my husband was deployed, and then came home, and then we decided to have a baby, and it was still scary, even as a married couple having your first child. You don't know what you're doing.
Even with my son, I was married with my son, and it wasn't quite as scary per se, like as having my first. Like I felt a lot more confidence having my son versus having my daughter. Right. When I actually, it was a whole joke. It was a whole running joke that I even peed on the fucking stick, right? Because my friend, she's like, girl, your boobs are getting bigger and this and that. And yeah, like, you're pregnant. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking pregnant. It was Halloween. It was a Halloween morning when she texted me. She's like, your boobs are getting bigger. I know you're fucking pregnant, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go piss on a stick just to laugh at you. But I'm not fucking pregnant. Like, it was normal for me to like miss periods and all of these things. So I was like, no, like, I'm not pregnant. But like, I went and I peed on the stick, and it was like it was an oh shit moment. It was like, nah, I'm reading it wrong. Like, I asked my roommate, like, it was a whole thing, like all of this stuff. And it just didn't feel real to me. And then I called my mom, and I was blubbering and I was crying and all of this, like, you go through a lot of different emotions. Whereas when I had my son, actually, I found out that I was pregnant with my son on my daughter's birthday. So that was fun. That was really fun. But I was super excited, and it was just a whole different type of feeling because, like, we tried to do this. We were already married. Like, all of these things were happening, or we were engaged, whatever it was. But it was like a whole different feeling. But like, you still, as a parent, you're still afraid, like, I'm gonna fuck it up. Right. Like, even right now, sitting here with you right now, I still think, am I fucking them up? Did I do it wrong? Am I doing it wrong? Like, how am I okay? Am I a good parent? Am I doing this right? You're always, and any parent that tells you that they're perfect parent, they're the absolute shittiest parent. 110%. Like, if they're not trying to always strive to be better or do better, then they are 110% a shitty parent. So like, I don't know. I'll let you guys take it from there.
I agree. The mom guilt is no joke. I mean,
mom guilt is for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dawson, you've been with us. You're not a parent, but what would you think if you were dating a girl right now and she rolled over and said tomorrow morning, baby, I'm pregnant? What are you going to say?
Why, I think, like, before they decide to kind of get it on, probably have a talk and just kind of recognize what the responsibilities are before kind of getting into what you need to, or have some kind of loose plan to have something in regards to doing that.
Gonna ruin your one night stand.
Passion doesn't always work that way, though. I'm sorry, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, she just found out. She just found out she peed on a stick and she's pregnant. And 3 weeks later, she tells you, Dawson, I'm just gonna have an abortion. I just can't do this with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, that's like a little far, like, fetched.
Oh, it's very far fetched. Let's go. You've been dating this girl for the last 6 months.
Fuck.
She wakes up and tells you, I'm pregnant. 3 weeks later, she tells you, I'm going to have an abortion. What do you say?
Well, I say, like, if you decide, like, not to, I will, like, help raise the kid. Like, I'm there to support the kid.
If she decides, does that mean it's her choice?
She decides.
Will you fight? Will you fight for the baby?
I haven't really talked to many, like, people about this.
Yeah.
Like, I need more opinions.
I admit that.
Yeah.
I think it should be a choice between the two people. I agree with that.
I do like his answer that he's not experienced and he wants to know more.
Right, is he?
So what I'm going to ask you, Dawson, I'm going to just put words in your mouth for you, right? You decide, you say, look, like, she wakes up tomorrow morning, pees on a stick and finds out she's pregnant. And you're like, I want to keep the baby. I'd like, this is great. I'm so excited. I'm going to be a father, blah, blah, blah. You're ecstatic, yada, yada, yada. And 3 weeks later, she tells you, I'd much prefer to have an abortion. I'm going to end this. Good night and goodbye. How do you feel?
Well, we probably would have talked about that in the first place before we started to do anything.
Before you started banging?
Yeah, most likely.
You don't. I mean,
Tell
I'm
us
sorry,
your
that's
version.
not the real-
You've okay. Hold
No, I
up.
don't really
So
need to
the
be
real
put on the
world.
spot
you're
I just
on.
think
You've
that's
been
not
dating.
even
You've
a
been dating.
hypothetical decision.
Stop. You've been dating for 6 months, and you've had the discussion of abortion. And and you've already discussed all of these plans in the future in the event that she gets pregnant. If that's legit, that's fine. That's not a. I'm not staking at you, but like, assuming you've had this conversation,
Mhm.
but she decides, hey, let's just assume you've had the conversation and you've agreed we're gonna like table this, and if in the event like I'm raw dogging it and you get pregnant, we're gonna keep it, we're gonna be happily ever after, XYZ. But then push comes to shove, and she actually does end up pregnant, but she tells you 3 weeks later after she finds out, and she says, hey, I want to have an abortion, I don't want to do this. So she changed her mind.
I just don't feel comfortable answering a hypothetical question about something that hasn't happened.
Oh
think
man, all hypotheticals by definition haven't happened. You mean you don't answer hypotheticals? Is
That's
that
why
what
I
you're
think
saying?
it's fair to
That's
move
why it's
on.
a hypothetical.
I think it's fair to move on.
I'm not gonna hold up. We're not gonna. Oh no! Where'd you go? No, we're not gonna grill
Fair to move on
Dawson.
is
We're not gonna
fine.
grill Dawson because
I
he
think
is.
you guys scared him.
No,
Well-
Dawson is a sweetheart. We're not gonna
That's
grill
the
him.
problem.
No, he is a sweetheart.
Well,
though.
that's
We
why
love
it's a far-fetched idea that he would have to answer this question, because sweethearts don't get pussy.
I'm willing
I'm
to
wrong.
believe. I'm willing to believe
You're not
he
wrong.
might stop. Stop. I'm willing to
Flo,
believe he might
I was a
actually get more
sweetheart, I
ass
got
than you,
pussy.
Flo.
I was a sweetheart and I got pussy. Okay, if that's what you're talking about.
We could ask him, but he ran away.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't. Listen, let's stop right
Let's
there.
move on. Let's move on.
I don't think
Maybe
he
his
ran
internet
away.
wasn't good.
No, I don't think he ran away.
We can move on, but I'm
Dawson-
just saying all the women coming to his defense don't make him look better necessarily.
I
But we can
don't
move on.
look. I love Dawson. He's a
We know.
sweetheart. All right, Flo. What are your thoughts?
You love everybody, Sarah.
Lay it out. I do. That's
Until you
what
don't.
makes me me.
Even unpunctual people.
Oh,
I
I know
love
nothing about
everybody.
unpunctual people.
I know,
I
me
have
too,
no
Sarah.
idea.
Flo knows.
What about-
Flo knows how I feel about people being
I'm just going
late
to talk
to
about
shit.
the weather for a moment. All of a sudden, we got this.
Flo,
It's been dry for a month. We got intense rain.
what's been dry?
and lightning, thunder right now.
Yeah,
all of a
Busty.
sudden, it's bizarre here.
In
All right,
Seattle?
Flo, explain the tardiness.
Oh, apparently Sarah does not like people being late to things.
At all.
At all.
Same.
Which is
Oh my
amazing then that
gosh.
she still likes me, because I'm late to everything.
Yeah.
My biggest pet
About
peeve.
15 minutes.
Well, can we talk about that? I think the person
Oh
who
my
thinks
God.
she should be prompt.
And Joe, let me
Joe.
take this opportunity to tell you, Monday, Monday, you're on the roster, my darling.
Oh, I thought that was what this was, and I missed it, man. I was at the fucking
No,
fair.
I just texted you saying like
Yeah,
we're talking
I'm
about
like,
this.
holy
Come join.
fuck.
No, listen,
That's
Monday.
hilarious.
Listen, Joe, Monday is fairly
What
serious.
day is this? Is it Saturday?
Oh
Okay,
my
all
God. Oh my
Where
God.
did,
Flo,
where did
Flo, be
Clue
ready.
go? Where did my arch nemesis Clue go all of a sudden?
I
He
don't know,
started
he
all
dropped
of
off.
this.
Right?
He started all of this and left.
Right, Ivy?
I
I'm
don't
really
know.
high. I didn't know that was Izzy. I didn't know that was you, Izzy, till just now. That's how fucking high I am.
Oh, that's okay. How are you, Joe?
I'm
Well,
good.
I'm-
Daniel,
I'm
I
a
see
bottle-
you too, man. I
listen,
want to ask
Joe.
you about your costume. I'm just waiting for an opening. Bro.
Joe, I'm
Yeah.
a bottle of Prosecco in with you, baby.
Well,
So
good. I can smoke, motherfucker. I've been camming
not
down. So
on screen, not on
okay.
screen, not on screen. Keep it clean. Keep it
Oh, if she lets me
clean.
smoke on screen, it must be my white privilege.
Well, I'm smoking the
Smoking
other day.
cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes is one thing. Smoking the green stuff is a whole nother ball game. Ad
You should do
revenue
any
doesn't
post
like
crack.
it.
Really? It's legal where we are here.
Yes, we can say that all day long, but the ad revenue doesn't like it.
Is that true,
Yeah,
man?
he-
Because
he-
I remember I
I
did a
smoke weed all the time.
hold
I
on.
do it on my channel.
I did a sip and stream, or no, not a sip and stream. I did a Sleepy Tomato, and somebody was said in the comments was talking about the green stuff. But because I was responding to the comments about the green stuff, it it killed my ad revenue. It takes you from like full green to like yellow
Really?
yellow
So you go
on the
from
ad
about
revenue
I talk
because
about
we
20 cents to about 2 cents.
I talk about psychedelics on my video. I have no problem. I don't do it a lot, but once in a while.
I have one
I
psychedelic
could probably.
film.
I'm sure I could like appeal it or whatever, but like it just messes because the transcripts come through when people are talking about it or whatever. But I prefer to just, if you want to smoke the green, that's
We get it.
doesn't bother,
Not
it
smoking
doesn't
on
bother
yourself.
me. It doesn't bother
I
me.
get it.
Just go into Avatar.
But
You know I have no problems
Flo
with
could
Avatar
not
mode.
have a green stream. I've smoked on every fucking show I've ever been in.
I'm
on Flo. He wouldn't
demonetized
have
now.
one green.
I know.
Oh yeah, what happened? What happened to that? Joe, I like your
What?
class, by the way.
I got clapped up and demonetized like a week ago.
Why?
Why? Oh, I heard you say that. I heard
Harassment
you say that.
and bullying is what they say.
It was a peace stream.
I
is
didn't
what it
mind
was.
what you said to me, Flo.
You were harassing and bullying?
That's the claim. Yeah. So I've gone about a year and a half with no strikes, no warnings, nothing, and then about 2 weeks ago, I got popped 3 times. Boom, boom, boom.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I wonder if it's
all
an
of them for
I-5.
harassment and bullying. One of the appeals was approved, so now I've got a warning and a strike. But I did lose monetization cut for it. I have not appealed that yet. But the first one that got hit was a video I uploaded 9 months ago, unlisted, and had never made public.
Interesting.
Nobody's
What?
seen it but me. So yeah, they've got their bots out trolling things. And
Wow.
anyways, so I still got the Cash App and the PayPal, and I'm working on a Ko-Fi thing. But you got to figure out how to do OBS and all other shit for that. So,
Sorry
anyways.
about that.
Yeah,
okay,
the
I
other
forgive
day
you.
I tried to super chat you because you said something, I don't remember, I mean, but it was really clever, and I'm like, this dude deserved a really good super chat. And it was against I-Fi, so it helped, you know.
Hey, Sarah, I'm
Okay.
going to say one self-promotion thing here because
Oh,
I'm
Mazzy,
from a-
the floor is
I'm-
take it.
I'm from a
take it,
different
baby.
community. I just hit today 36,000 subscribers.
Holy hell.
That's awesome.
Holy
That's
hell.
awesome.
Congrats,
I
bro.
will say,
Jeez.
like,
But I don't
Like,
do a
really-
lot of live streams. I do very few live streams.
No, so you're the presence of Joe Cool, who's like what 140,000 now.
I don't know who Joe Cool is.
That's rude.
No,
Oh, Joe Cool.
he's this one.
I don't know you, Joe. I'm sorry.
Maybe a little bit.
Nice
You're
to
getting
meet
too
you.
big. You're getting too big
So
headed,
the funny thing is when
What-
Joe
what is-
Cool.
See, I'm a vinyl guy, so we're a small segment, so it's not going to get that much bigger. But what's your shtick, or what's your thing?
I film the police, man. I film government officials.
What?
Mostly the police. I'm a cop watcher, if you know what that is.
Oh, yeah. totally.
You and Joe would actually get along really well.
Should have been here earlier.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
what
say.
Sarah said.
I texted Joe and I was like, "We're talking about George Floyd. Get on here now."
I didn't read none of
Because
that.
I knew he would have more of your back in terms of what you were saying. So, yeah, it was good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have been down. I was
My son's
I didn't
name is
hear it.
Joseph. Joe. My son's name is
Yeah.
Joseph. So is that your
God
real
shall-
name?
My
Is that
real
your
name
real
is Joe, but Joseph means
Well,
God
Joe.
shall
My
add or
son's
God
Joe.
shall multiply.
It's a great name.
It
And
is,
I'm
right?
Sarah. I'm God's princess.
Check that out.
Mhm.
Is that what Sarah
I'm-
means? Joe?
No, that's what Sarah is. It's God's princess. Look it up.
Okay,
That's
okay.
pretty cool.
Yeah. That's why
You
I
guys
say
are
I'm
all
a
super
freaking.
cool with your channels and the big numbers. And here I just started. I only have like 200 people, but I'm in, and
If
not
it makes you feel
monetized.
better, I'm at 800. So I'm trying to get to 100,000. So that's one of my goals.
Good
I'm
luck,
just
man.
as long as I can keep my daughter's medication and medical bills paid. I'm good. But
What
I
a good
googled
wrangle.
it. Sarah, the name Sarah is a girl's name of Hebrew in origin. It was Sarah and Abraham was where it originally came from.
Yeah.
Yes.
Origin that means princess or lady. It's a variation of the name Sarah, which given to Abraham's wife in the Bible. Sarah is a popular name for girls around the world. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, I'm a princess, and I own every fucking
Bit of it.
yes.
Didn't your dad tell you not to say fuck so much, Sarah? With all the stuff he tells you.
Look, listen. When my okay, here's what I'll say.
I'm kidding. You know that.
Here's what I'll say. When my father would be like fixing something, or like he rebuilt our entire house top to bottom, like as a child, and I would be there holding like a wrench or a flashlight or whatever. And when my father would like stub his toe or hit something or just like come into a crux, he would be like, "Ah!" And say bad words. And I don't think he's entirely mad at it if I say it, especially as a show and what I do and yada yada yada. I think he kind of like has a salute to you, soldier kind of concept.
Hey, Sarah and Flo.
Yeah.
How much of your shows are the real you? Or give me a percent.
How much of a show's what?
How much of the show that you put on is the real you? I'm told that everybody has to alter themselves. Some people say you have to have a different personality for the show. Give me a percentage. How much is Sarah? How much is?
Say I'm like 80 to 85%. And that's only because I keep like a lot of my personal stuff personal. But like you get me for me. Like I'm a bitch. I hate people. It happens. You know what I mean? Like
Flo, give me a percentage, man.
I mean, you've met me in person. You tell me if you think I'm lying. I think I'm 100% me now. Of course, I don't tell everything.
At least I had 90s, right? At least I had 90s.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I'm not telling you my social security number, what school my daughter goes to, but
yes,
but I'm not putting on a persona.
Yeah, Maz, I look at it. A lot of lives.
I look at it like I'm going to give you a certain percentage of me, but like there's also I have to keep some of me to myself. And if I don't, then I'm giving too much away.
That's a little different than what I'm saying here. I am saying that it's granted you're going to keep some of you to yourself, but I am talking about putting on the persona. How much a percent is entertainment or whatever you feel you must do for that.
I think that should be left to the viewer. Like, in terms of a persona,
you could be you, and people could like you for you, and you blow up with that. Or you could go out there and do some, I don't know, MC Hammer Pants or something.
You're talking about doing shtick and doing something.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about, Joe.
Yes. Yeah, so Maz, what about you? You put in your show. How much is Mazzy and how much is
I mean,
as
much as like the effort and the like who am I behind the scenes that's putting the effort into putting shows together. I am
absolutely not asking about that, Sarah.
What I'm saying, hold up. Like in terms of like who am I that's putting the shit behind the shit? Like that's 110 fucking percent like blood and sweat and tears, and I'm crying along the way, like begging, like please, dear God, like this has to work, right? But as far as like me as a person, my persona, who I am, I'd say I give you about 85%. I'd say I give you about 85%, and that's only because
Sarah.
What?
I am talking about the you as a person you are,
Yeah,
and do
I'm
you have
getting
to?
there.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
getting
wait. No, you're not. You're taking way too
Joe?
long, and I'm way too impatient. I want to know about the
Sit on your
percentage that the
fucking hands, Joe.
character that
Joe,
you
put
put
your
up.
hands under your ass. Joe,
I've got one on my
put
cock
your
and one on my
hands.
bowl. I
No,
don't
put
have
your
the two.
hands under your ass and fucking sit and wait. Listen,
Go
I
ahead.
think that like I'm
I think,
about
Joe,
an
you need
80,
some wireless
I
headphones.
think I'm about an 85%er, right? And what I say by that is what I mean by that is like I give you me, right? But there are certain pieces of me that I do like to keep to myself.
I'm gonna
And
stab
I
this girl.
don't put my opinion out there often. This is why I usually moderate. This is why I usually just interview people. This is why I usually just keep it simple and sweet, because I don't want to put me
Who's
100%.
asking about you?
That's
Who's
what you
asking?
just
Joe.
said,
No, that is not my
persona.
question. I am talking about the
Joe, can I
character.
ask a
Yeah, I'm talking about the
can I
character
ask a
that
quick
Yeah,
people
turn
put
back
on.
and do it the other way around. Ask the
Yeah,
question like how much of you here that we know is manufactured
character.
or artificial?
are
Is
you,
that
are you asking like how real are you keeping it?
I don't
You
think
would-
so, because she's gonna love that question. If I ask that, she's gonna go on for another 12 minutes. I am asking how fake do you keep it? Is what I'm saying.
I don't
How,
feel like I'm fake, but there are some things that I hold back because
I'm not
like
asking you about the things you hold back.
I'm not here to persuade anybody, blah blah blah. But that's the only part that I feel that is like
Do you feel you have to be more cheery
withheld.
for the show? Do you have to be
Yeah,
more humorous?
I do have to add like okay, I'll say this. I love streaming, but sometimes y'all are like a bunch of fucking bitches. Like you, Joe Cool, right now. You, Joe Cool, right now, are being a little bitch right now.
Hey, this
and
is
I
me
feel
holding
like I
back,
have
Sarah,
to.
out of
But
respect.
hold
This is
hold
me
on.
being the kind.
I feel like I have to moderate or mommy your fucking ass because you're like, how much of you is real? Like, are you serious?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm
Yes.
here. I'm me. I'm answering your fucking questions.
No,
like,
no, you're
I
not.
don't
Let's
know
not
how else to give
pretend
it
you're
to you.
answering my question. You're
And
saying what
shut up, Joe, because Lumpy comes in with the $10.
Whoa.
He says, Sarah, my appreciation for you has grown over the last couple of months. Hugs and stuff. I love hugs. I love hugs. But don't touch me. But I love hugs. Yes, your dad seems pretty rad as well. No, my dad is fucking awesome. My dad is legit my fucking hero. Like, he is my rock. He is the man I call when I'm like, all right, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. Because he takes it from a logical approach.
He
My
seems like
brothers as well. My brothers are very logical and sane, and I trust their opinions. So fuck you.
your dad is a great guy, and I hate that I ever broke up with him and left him. I should have never did that.
Don't leave the grumpy tomato.
No, I left your dad. We used to be a couple back in the 60s.
He was
What?
born in the 60s, Joe.
Or maybe it was the 70s. We did a lot of mushrooms
Now
back
you're
in those
getting weird.
days.
Your father was born in the 60s? Man, I'm older than your father. That's creepy. Yeah. I've never dated anyone your age.
Well, I was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
Same. Mid
widest-
80s.
The widest span was a 25-year difference, and it wasn't me who hit up on her.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
So she was older than you?
honestly, Mazzy, if you weren't so left-sided, I would date you and enjoy you and love you.
Left-sided.
Love you all together.
You know, you're talking left side of the bed. Second, be an asshole. You're left side of the bed. You know.
As long now, question, Mazzy.
You know, I'm actually, to be
No,
honest.
I have a question for you, Mazzy, and this is determinative. All right, listen. We're going to bed. We're in your room. Which one is sleeping closest to the door? Me or you?
You.
What the?
That's where I have a problem.
No, just the way, because I sleep on that side of the bed.
That's where I have the problem. That's where I have the problem.
But to be honest with you, if
All
you
right, we're at the restaurant. Let me give you another
if you
another
said
one.
you wanted that side, I would
Let
be
me
fine with
no
it.
no 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 no. Question. All right, we're at the restaurant. We go in and we're being seated.
Right.
Which one of us is facing the door?
These are no brainers.
You are.
You know, to be honest with you, it's
Me.
wherever
No.
I would say you would
Let
choose
him
your
answer.
seat. You would choose your seat, and I would sit on the other seat. So I don't. It depends.
Well, I would choose the one that's not facing the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would face the door.
You see,
Uh,
that doesn't make a difference to me. I would let you sit wherever you want to sit, and then I would sit the other
But
seat.
but 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 but
The
but
only
but
reason about
but
the bed is that's where I sleep in my. I have a double bed.
you
That's where
one more question, man. As you're walking down the sidewalk with your woman, are you walking on the inside or the outside?
I'm always on the outside. My father was an immigrant.
So you get the
My
concept,
my
motherfucker.
father. This is seriously. My father was an immigrant from Yugoslavia. He always taught me to stand on the outside, on the street side. If a car comes, you protect her.
That's the same reason you sleep by the door and the reason you face the door. If something
Right.
happens,
Well,
you're
I
there
you know,
for protection.
Right.
good answer. I didn't think of that, but I would. You know, I'm just used to being there. That's where I sleep. But if someone wants to sleep on the other side, that's fine. But I always walk on the outside, and I always open. I open car doors and close car doors for men and women in my cars.
Yeah. Crispy, this is interesting. I've met Crispy.
Massey.
And
Hold on,
we were
Massey.
okay.
We're about
Is
you.
this like what do they call it? Are we?
This
dating
is it's
Are
on
you
now.
dating?
Oh
Are you
oh
speed-
oh oh
speed
oh.
round or
You want
something?
to?
yet? Dating, you know, what do you call it?
All right,
Right.
Massey.
Yes.
You
Oh,
want to go
Sarah.
out on a
Sarah.
date with me?
Sarah.
You're gonna text me. Are you going to ask me where I want to go, or are you going to tell me where we're going?
I would ask you for. I would pick a place, but I would ask you for what your interest is, maybe like food wise, or if we're going to eat
All right,
dinner.
I've told you I love hibachi and I love Mexican.
Then I would pick a place. I would pick a place.
So you're gonna just pick it, and then you're gonna what?
Yeah, if you're not from, like, if you come to Seattle, for instance, I would pick a
Well,
place.
pretend I live there.
I would give you a couple options and say, what do you think? And
You're gonna give me options?
yeah, I'll give you options.
Why do I have options? I don't want options.
Okay, then I'll tell you what the fuck.
Listen, have you ever asked a girl where she wanted
Okay.
to eat? We're
We're
like,
okay. You're going to the Pink Door if you want the tourist thing, but it's still a great restaurant near Pike's Place.
or maybe
you want
Massey.
you want romantic,
Or maybe
you want-
Massey. Or
you
maybe
want a
Massey.
best
Here's
rest-
what you're gonna do.
yeah.
Here's what you're gonna do with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you straight. And this is what you're gonna do with the next girl you go out on a date with. You're gonna say, hello, my darling. I'd love to have dinner with you tonight. I'm going to pick you up at 8. We're going to be at the blah 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 restaurant by 8:30. Be ready. I'm set. Let me know if you have any questions. And done. Like that's
See,
it.
I'm a little
And then
more
she's gonna be so fucking stupefied by whatever restaurant you pick. Doesn't
I
matter.
would do that.
We don't
I'm a little
care.
more- I would definitely make a reservation, and I'm always early usually, but I would tell you the time I'm going to be there. I'm always
Mhm.
early. I'm always on time, and I would pick a place, and I would pick a great place because I know a great place. But I wouldn't order for you. I'm not one of those.
Why aren't
people.
you ordering for me?
I'm not going to order for anybody.
I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna get the little menus, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, baby, the steak sounds so wonderful. May I have that medium rare? And I'm gonna close my menu and I'm gonna put it down, and then I'm leaving it. And then I'm leaving it to you. So when the maitre d' comes
And I would
over,
ask you,
he
are
says,
you okay with wine? And do you prefer red or white wine?
and I'd say, whatever you want, baby. I'd
Okay,
love
well,
prosecco.
We're having seafood. You know,
I'm going to say I love prosecco, but you're going to make the decision nonetheless,
now-
right?
okay. Do you know the difference? Now, then I wouldn't say this because I don't want to embarrass any situation. You know the difference between, you know what prosecco, cava, and champagne and sparkling wine
Depends
before-
on where it's made.
exactly. So you know. A lot of people know that. Champagne is only from France. That's the Champagne region. Sparkling wine is usually California or America. Cava is from Spain, and prosecco is Italian, and they're similar things. And, you know, I know that, And I'm a fan of a sparkling drink. I would have a glass of prosecco or champagne with you to begin with. I love that. I love
Mhm.
wine, but also I'm a
I
big
would I
I'm
would
a big
say,
movie
like,
fan, so I was
if you're gonna order a bottle, right? Then you're just gonna say like, "Hey, let's go with a Malbec tonight," and I'm just gonna be like, "Sure, baby, that sounds
be
great."
honest with you. I would rarely choose a Malbec, but I would always, if we're gonna have
But
wine, if
whatever
we're
it
gonna have
is that
wine,
you
I don't
are
bother with
choosing.
a glass. You got to get a bottle.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, you always have to get a it's
it's not worth it to
economically
get a glass.
sound.
It's not
Yeah,
worth
it's economically sound. So, but
Oh,
you
we
already
lost Joe.
know, he'll be back. Don't worry.
Ah,
So anyway,
Um,
yeah. Anyway, I'm fine in restaurants and that whole thing. I have no problem with dating. I get a little tongue tied. I get a little, verklempt, as my people say, that whole thing. But on a one-on-one, I'm cool with. I'm fine with women. I can handle it. But I'd like to. Again, I'm about choice, and I would like to have their input. I don't want to be like making all the decisions. I will put options and let you say, okay, let's go to this seafood place instead of this steakhouse, or let's get some Thai food here instead of some sushi or whatever.
no, just tell me where the fuck I'm going, Mazzy.
Yeah.
Well, I
Want
okay.
options. I don't want options. No girl wants fucking options.
That's not true. That is not true.
No, you
No.
give her
You
options.
don't even want. Okay, I'm sorry,
You
Sarah.
put her there.
You don't want options because you ask your father and he tells you what options.
That's right. That is right.
Yeah.
When I need to,
So you don't
like,
actually want options.
no, I don't. I just want to call a man and say, "What am I supposed to think about
It
this?"
might be a
Okay, thanks.
generational thing. It might be a generational thing. It
No,
might
no, that is not a
be.
generational.
It might
That is
be
not.
regional.
That is
It might
not
be
a
political.
generational
It
thing.
might be the
That
women
is.
I've dated with. A lot of
Do you
women
know what it is? Do you know
a
what
lot
it
of
is?
women I've dated
That
like
is.
to have an option.
That is me recognizing that I'm an emotional creature and that I don't know how to make good decisions all the time. Now, not to say I don't make good decisions, but what that means is I know that if I call my father or my brothers, they are sound, they're outside of the influence, and they can make a totally logical decision. Like, for instance, when I have a job concern, I call my younger brother and I say, "Hey, younger brother, like XYZ, here's my issue, blah, 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 blah. What do you think I should do?" When I have like a family life decision I have to make, like in terms of, I don't know, it's hard to explain it, but I call my older brother and I'm like, "Hey, older brother, XYZ." But when I have like life crisis, the world's ending, societal, economical, whatever norms, blah, 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 I call my father.
Am I supposed to ask you everything? Like, am I going to say, do you want rib for pleasure at the end of the night?
I don't know, but Don one comes with $1.99. He says,
Right.
"You're going
Yeah.
nowhere, Sarah. You got 3 minutes with him." And he says,
Do you want certain massage oils? Do you want all this stuff?
"I love that. I love that. I love that. I love
Yeah,
that."
me
And
too.
Don
And
one comes with
I like the
$1.99.
I like the natural the ones you can wash off. So.
Oh, fair enough. He says, with $1.99, Don one asks, "White Ranger, you got the sword? What up, Joe
I
Cool?"
do. It's in the basement, but I do got it.
And slow state is
Well,
yet
thank you.
to be
Thank
logical
you
and
for that.
required.
Thank you for that tease. I appreciate it. I'm satisfied now. Namaste.
Namaste. Yeah, so I don't know. I love the ability to call my father, and I actually feel bad for any woman who doesn't have a father they can trust to call, or a man or a male influence that they can, like, I mean, and I have other males in my life who I could call my ex-husband right now, knowing that there are certain issues. I can call him and say, "What do you think about X, Y, and Z?" And he'll give me his opinion. I'll say, "Okay, let's do it." But there are specific issues that, I just think women don't, and I'm not saying women are weak, and I'm not saying we can't make logical, sound, grounded decisions. I'm not saying that at all. I know that there are a lot of instances where I have more grounded decisions than most men around me. And I'm like, that doesn't even fucking make sense. Shut the fuck up.
You're
Bam.
talking like there's a monolithic thing with women or men or anything, like they all make the same.
There are some commonalities.
There truly are.
I
Truly
disagree. I
Listen.
mean, I disagree. I've known I have a lot of great women friends, platonic and otherwise, and they're very different. I disagree.
But I bet they all are not. I bet they're all the same in that regard.
In what regard?
No woman wants to be with a man that if they're confronted by somebody in a scary alley where the man's going to hide behind the woman, right? This is the sort of dynamic.
Well, that's a particular specific.
Okay,
thing.
but that's an extreme example. But you can take that dynamic and then reduce it to all other interactions.
Yeah, I don't think it's that simple. But
well, I know that you don't.
This is the thing about America right now. People, like in politics, I don't want to get dumb into that. People hear the black and white things. They don't understand there actually are gray areas.
There are very gray areas.
That's why.
But overall.
Well,
all right, Mazzy, we're going down on the Titanic. The Titanic is sinking. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna look to you and I'm gonna say,
hold on to me,
Mazzy. What do I do? And what do we?
There's gonna be no Celine Dion songs.
Women and children first, Mazzy. Women and children first. Why are you putting women and children first?
Because they're the future. I don't know. But I think there need to be some men on there too to they have to
repopulate the earth.
I'm sorry?
Because Mazzy, you have a better chance of surviving on your own than I do solo. Because if you put me on that little inky dinky boat and you say, go away with the little wooden boat, you're going to be safe, you're going to be sound, you are doing what's best in terms of women and children first. We are the weakest link, per se. We're the most vulnerable. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I don't think it's a bad thing to say. I'm vulnerable. I'm vulnerable to emotions. I'm vulnerable to feelings. I'm vulnerable to men. I'm vulnerable to like feeling for people and empathy and all of those things.
I would take a bullet for you, Sarah. Is that
yes, I do. I think 110%. Mazzy, if you and I were Mazzy, and if you didn't, I would think less of you. If we were if Mazzy, if you and I were in a grocery store,
I would take a bullet.
Would you much prefer, Mazzy? And I don't mean this in a mean way, but would you much prefer if you and I were in a Quickie Mart and somebody came with a gun? Like, would you much prefer that I jump in front of the bullet for you?
I'm the kind of the problem with me is
that would be kind of cool, actually. If you
even at my,
but I probably would, honestly.
Even at my advanced age, I'm the kind of guy.
I've taken a bullet, literally.
I would try to
take it. Obviously.
You know what I have this vision. I'm the kind of old asshole that if I saw that, I would take my Volkswagen ring and do this and try to shove it in the guy's neck.
I have one of those little
the juggler. I swear to God, I've thought about this shit. If someone attacked me, I would just get them right there.
Well, actually, you can take your keys. This is what women have been taught.
Knives.
By the way, women have been taught this. You take your keys and you put them in between, like all of those other keys.
Oh, yeah.
You put them in between your knuckles, and now you're punching with sharp objects coming out. No, not only that one.
Right there.
You take all of your keys, and it's like having brass knuckles. But you take all of your keys.
Like Wolverine.
Isn't it sad that women have to know this?
I actually carry a weapon.
And that's depending on your state, you can do it, right? But
yeah,
I have no desire. I could carry a weapon here, or I could own a weapon. I don't want a weapon. So.
That's why you're not going to protect her.
But that's
because you've got weird values that make you not want to carry a weapon.
Not weird values. I just don't have a choice. I'll hit the guy over the head with a wine bottle or something.
Are you carrying the wine bottle?
Well, and the guy is holding a gun. You think a wine bottle is gonna?
Maggie, we're on a date. You've come over. You've picked me up. We parked in the parking garage, and you got an electric car because we're super climate oriented. And we're walking on our way to the restaurant, and some dude comes in front of us and in the parking garage
Big gun.
and prevails a gun, a pew pew, right? What do?
I take my wallet out, take your wallet, walk to him, hand him as he's taking the wallet, take my key, and I shove it in his neck. Okay.
We have nothing but credit cards, baby. Like there's nothing in our wallets that he wants.
Well, what does he want? What is he holding up? Why is he pointing the gun? What does he say to us?
He wants cash.
The answer is he's going to take it.
No one carries cash anymore. See,
he wants your bussy.
Not true.
I would see the moment and I would take this and shove it in his neck. Okay.
You're gonna do that for me, baby?
I would do it for anybody. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, speaking of sending money in, Don Juan comes in with $1.99. He says, Lindsay, you got no options. And P. Fletch comes in with the $5. He says, I would spoil you, and I think you know that already. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I love to be spoiled, but I'd much prefer to spoil myself and keep my independence in this relation.
So you're not going to call a man then, right?
No, I call my father.
Oh, that's true. You have. That's
yeah,
awesome
or my brothers.
Relationship. Yeah.
That's why I stand so like okay, my father is very helpful. Like my dishwasher breaks, I call my dad and I'm like, Dad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or well, he's taught me well enough. Like I know how to move a wrench and a drill and all of those things. So there's a lot of stuff that I can do by myself because my father taught me how.
Nino prototype, 10-year-old answers. What's your answer then, Nito prototype? Okay, I am the old guy here. What's your answer if I'm given 10-year-old answers? Just tell us. Okay?
Yeah. What's your answer, Neo?
Come on. If you're gonna say something, put up or shut up.
Ooh.
What answers?
I don't know what his answer is. I'm 10-year-old answers to taking the key and shoving the guy's throat. I mean, who knows what I don't
think a 10-year-old would know how to do that.
I think
he's saying 10 years old of an answer.
I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, that's why I think he's saying it's childish and imaginative to think that you're going to stab a Volkswagen square.
Or I could do nothing, and you never know what's going to happen. The guy, is there, and we could witness him. He's going to kill us anyway. You'd take a chance. Like, remember those guys remember that one? Remember the World Trade Center, the 3 planes? That one that everyone attacked the guys with the knives, attacked the hijackers. Good for them. They all perished. But they all ran against those hijackers. All the power to them.
Do you carry a pocket knife?
I do not. Maybe I should. Okay, but I'm not against having a pocket knife. I don't want to carry a gun. I have no interest in having a gun.
Do you own a gun? Maybe you can tell me to fuck off if that's too personal a question.
No, I would tell you I don't own a gun. I'm not against.
Is that a value thing?
And the thing is, I'm not against people owning guns legally, and that I'm not against guns. And that whole fallacy of the left, we're trying to take away your guns.
The left would love to take away guns. It's not a fallacy.
It's not true. We want to take AR-15s away and those kind of things, but a handgun and a rifle.
You know that handguns kill like 80% of people, and ARs are almost.
I don't doubt that. But they're not usually.
My AR-15.
But those guns are not usually going into schools and killing 8-year-old kids, like 20 of them or 30 of them. It doesn't happen.
But the 8-year-old kids that are killed with handguns, they're fine.
A lot of kids. I get it.
This is the issue with the left is there's no logic at all. Your beliefs have no underpinning in reality or logic. It's purely an emotional reaction. What you just told me is purely an emotional reaction to say that the minor problem numerically matters more than the real problem.
Well, okay. The thing is, if there wasn't, I don't think the Second Amendment should exist, but it does exist. So while it exists, no, but I'm not trying to disable it. But since it exists, all those handguns are killing more people in urban areas, as you know, and I know. I totally get that in Chicago and Philadelphia and those cities. It's fucked up.
And the areas with the most strictest gun laws have all the most.
Yeah, but guns can go across state lines. You don't have, even if you have Strickland gun laws, people aren't getting those guns legally.
Illegal aren't? Say that again.
The most people that are killing are not getting those guns legally.
Right,
in most
because
cases.
criminals don't follow laws.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. On that.
Right.
Call me detected. See, that's your easy. That's your easy fucking fallback answer. You fucking cunt asshole.
I really
Chug,
like
Chug. Oh man, I thought
Mazzy.
you were gonna finish end it.
I love you, Bazzy, because you love people.
I like Mazzy a lot.
Thank
I
you.
know. He's so fun.
Uncle Guns, that might be true. Oh, okay, I see. Never mind. I agree with Uncle Guns. Legalize drugs and guns.
Drugs kill more people, and I'm not disagreeing with any of that stuff. You know, it's just the thing is this is the old question. We're never gonna change each other's mind, but our country is unique. We have the most guns and the most gun violence. So look at it just that, and however you want to parse that, that is fact. Yes, shit happens in other countries. I'm going to London next week for a week.
We don't actually have the most gun violence. Not when you do it.
Well, not to compare to certain, but all the Western countries, absolutely. You're talking about what do you
saw what happened in London.
We don't have the biggest school or the biggest mass
what
shooting.
happened in London wasn't like thousands of people each year. The guy with the knife, the machete, is fucked up. I agree with that.
Right.
I would rather fight somebody with.
I've
been shot at, and that's not as bad as
Izzy.
I'd rather. Oh, Izzy might be. Izzy, would you rather get shot again or get in a knife fight?
I've never been in a knife fight, but I've been shot in the stomach, and I passed out. So I'll take that again.
Guns are the only equalizer. It's the only thing that would allow an old lady to defend herself from somebody like this guy over here.
I will say being with my because here's what I'll say, like, because my ex-husband was a cop, he was always locked and loaded, and I like after being with him.
What was it like getting beat?
Getting beat? Oh no. What I'm saying is, like, when he had, because he always carried, so when hugging him, like when putting my arms around him, like it was always there. So then
you're popping, you're just happy to see me. Are you sure it wasn't that?
No, what I'm saying, listen to the story, folks, is after that, dating and getting into other relationships after that, like hugging somebody was weird because it wasn't there. It wasn't fucking there. And it was like, I'm uncomfortable. Why is it not there? Because I knew, like, my safety and my children and all of these things. Like, I knew no matter what, it didn't matter what fucking restaurant we were in or whatever the case may be, like, if somebody went to town that day, he was locked and loaded. Like, we were protected. It was a very safe feeling knowing that. So
that's good for you. That's good for you. Did he have an AR-15 at home?
No.
Okay.
Why would we have an AR-15?
That's a good question.
I only have.
I had lots of them.
Because of the sniper that shot me and got me, and so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna take that back.
I had lots of AR-15s when I was allowed to own guns, and I would recommend anybody have them. Why wouldn't you have one?
So
really, I mean, that wasn't rhetorical. Why would you not? Why would you not have an AR-15, but you would have any other gun?
Do you think you should go through a training process?
No, mostly because I don't think that the government should be in charge of regulating and overseeing a list of people who are approved for guns.
Why do they oversee other things?
I think they oversee too much, and they need to back the fuck off.
Cars, which can mow down a lot of people,
more people die in cars than anything else.
Exactly, but not intentionally. Usually, it happens infrequently, yes, but usually, car accidents are horrible, but it's not usually people. I mean, we've seen cases of people.
What's the reason for owning any guns at all?
You tell me.
Defend
You're the
yourself.
gun.
No, I'm asking you because you said that you don't want to take away people's right to own guns. I'm asking you, what do you think?
I don't choose to own one. People have the people feel that it's to protect themselves.
No, but what do you think? So you don't think that there's any real reason to own a gun?
I personally don't. For me, no. I don't.
You-
I'm not
who do you-
paranoid that the government's coming at me. Yes, someone could break in my house and something could happen. The odds are against it, but you're right. It could happen. I could grab that gun and shoot it. Luckily, I don't have any young children now. If I had a young child, I wouldn't want it nearby, locked and loaded, ready to go, because we've seen what happens in that situation. But I'm not against you having a gun or as many guns as you want. I just think, register the gun and
No.
take it down. You are a
Well,
responsible gun owner.
But also,
I'm trying to get you to understand why you don't, because you keep saying that you think that that we should own guns if we want to, and I'm trying to figure out why. And what I'm getting is, I don't know that I believe that
you want
believe
a gun because of the Second Amendment. You feel it's going to protect you.
but also, what happens if we go into a war and let's say Canada or Mexico
Understood.
decide to invade?
If Canada comes, we can just get rid of all our rhino.
We could probably just yell at them and they'd go home.
Yeah, that's true.
exactly.
That's
We can
true.
get
That was
rid
a
of
bad
all
example.
our Ryan Reynolds videos, and we can get rid of all our Anne Murray CDs and all our, I know
No,
that's.
but seriously, if we
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, you take a chance with everything. I'm not paranoid about we're going to be invaded, but you're
I'm
right.
not either.
We might get invaded. You're coming from a place that has been
Yeah.
invaded. I understand your
Right.
story.
Right.
We've gone through 250 years, for the most part, not being invaded. Now, it definitely could happen. I'm not ignorant about that. So,
So who's responsible for keeping Mazzy safe?
myself.
Not apparently. Like,
Well, if I go,
how
I go.
then? Do you have do you have an alarm system? Like,
I
what?
do. I do have an alarm system.
Thank God.
Because I have
I mean,
a huge
I think
record
that's
collection. I have a
kind of
huge
the
record
point.
collection people see on YouTube, so I have an alarm system and I'm insured.
You could
Well,
come to my house. You'll be fine.
I guess
Thank you, Izzy.
You're welcome.
If you ever visit Seattle, you and your family reach out, say hi.
We'll do.
Thank you. I'm not against anybody having guns. I mean, that's the
I
thing.
don't actually believe. I think that if they put if there was a vote for whether or not guns should be made illegal, I bet you would vote to make them illegal.
Actually, I would not.
Why?
But I would want there to be like a
And that's what
drop-down
I'm trying
menu.
to coax out of you is why you think that they should not be illegal.
Well, you're doing stuff that's like science fiction. I would want a drop-down menu for certain guns and certain situations. Yes.
What?
A drop-down menu. You can have handguns. You can have rifles. I don't think you need multi-capacity. I don't see. I am naive. I don't know. If I say an AR-15, you're going to say that's not automatic. It's this. Everything's automatic. I don't know.
Okay, I've got one for you then, Massey. Some random country, aka Russia, China, comes and attacks us tomorrow. You are in your house and you have rifles, right? You have guns and you have an AR-15 and so on and so forth. And our country is just abruptly attacked. See, we kind of taken advantage of the idea that we won't be attacked. And that's because we're privileged as Americans. We don't have to worry about it that often, but a lot of other countries do have to worry about it literally being in their backyard.
Absolutely.
So let's pretend it shows up in your backyard. Do you now have a different appreciation for an AR-15?
I don't. And if I'm dead, it's like a zombie attack. If I had a rifle to kill that zombies in the head, great. I don't have that. I'm not a paranoid person, and I'm not fatalistic. Shit happens. I get it. Shit can happen, and maybe it's the time I've grown up. The generation I've grown up with. And everyone's paranoid about their neighbors now and everything else now. I grew up in a time when that wasn't an issue. People are afraid of immigrants now coming across the borders. They're told to be afraid of the violent people coming across the borders, where it's not totally that. taking away the jobs that you don't want anyway, all that shit. You know, again, I don't care if you have a fucking gun. Just, you know, register it, license it, and take a fucking thing. And if you're paranoid about the country, the government, vote and vote for the party you want, and or don't live here. You know, I mean, there are laws. I don't like everything the government does, whether it's on the left or the right, but I abide by those laws. I'm not, you know, all this stuff about, oh, we're being followed. You have a fucking iPhone. We're on YouTube here. They're following you anyway. Every advertiser, every company, every government
That's so
thing.
true, actually.
Pardon me?
That is very true. Even if you have just the app weather, yeah.
I mean,
The
look at
weather app.
exactly.
Yeah.
Your credit card, your ATM, you're filling up gas with a credit card. I mean,
Right.
It's too late now for that, personally, you know.
Yeah. I do like the one solution that you mentioned, just go move somewhere else. I love that.
I don't know where you would move to, but you know, everybody has, you know, there's good and bad everywhere. Where would I move to? You know,
No, I
England, there's
know.
England, Canada, there's shit in England. You know, I mean, in Canada, you know, everyone I know in Canada is complaining about the government there. Everybody in England's complaining about the government there. Everyone here is
Truth.
complaining about the government. You know, and then people say voting doesn't count. Fucking vote. There's no reason we should all have to register to vote, and it can't be easy to vote. Everyone should automatically be registered to vote, and you should vote. One
It
person.
actually bothers me. The other day I was talking to someone and they said because of the two options, they're not going to vote. And coming from a third world country where we weren't allowed to vote, you know, recently, you know, it bugged me so much. I'm like, this is your like civic duty. Like, why wouldn't you want to vote?
Absolutely.
Because our
And-
vote doesn't do anything. It's just a placebo activity to feel.
Well, see, that's a bullshit thing. And to be honest with you, yes, they're all manipulated. We had options to get money out of politics, but the left and right, they supported.
How do you get money
it.
out of something like that? How do you get publicity for a campaign? Like, how would that even work to get money out of politics?
Well, people would be.
I'm
interviewed.
going to go step out
There
and
wouldn't
take
be
gold, but
advertising. There wouldn't be.
behave.
There wouldn't be ads for political candidates.
Well,
There
how would
would be-
anybody know about it?
Because there would be debates, there would be, you know, forums, there would be town halls where they're
Okay.
actually talking. You know, you do a commercial. I worked in advertising related for 38 years, and you can manipulate the audience. I can make you buy a fucking product of a cereal or whatever, you know, of the photographers I worked with doing these shots and make it look good and delicious. I understand that, you know, and that's what it's about. And whether it's on the right or left, I'm not, you know, playing favorites here. But take the money out of that. I would love that. Although the money,
okay,
the
so
money
town
and all
halls. How? But my point is that people vote for who they're aware of, right? That's
Right.
directly tied to visibility. That's directly tied to money. Even if you just have people going to town hall meetings, it still takes money and promotion to get it out. That's even going on. That event is going on.
well, it wouldn't be all these advertised. I understand. What
Money
you're
is
saying. I
power
don't
and
disagree with you.
influence. And I think that the desire to get money out of politics is a straw man because you can't ever separate power from power.
I don't disagree with you. But to be honest, when they say they're all the same, if you listen to the policies now, any on the left or the right, Democrat, Republican, whatever, independent, no Republican, no Democrat's ever going to get through all the policies they say they're going to get through. It's just not reality. But I mean, if you're an intelligent person, you can kind of tell if one aligns with what you want in the country, whether it's in this case Trump or Kamala Harris. You can tell. Some have different, you know, you might like one or you might hate them both. But for those who say they're all the same, they're extremely different. Now, you may not like Kamala, you may not like Donald Trump, but they're extremely different.
It's hard to know since Kamala hasn't put out a policy. Or,
Well,
she doesn't have
agree.
a platform.
But you know what? The smart thing about her campaign, whether you like it or not, she's been raising money. She's on a plateau. This coming week is a Democratic convention. Yesterday, for the first time, she announced the first small part of her economic policy. If you listen to that,
To forego wages.
Why didn't she do it
taxes
in the
on
last
tips,
4 years? Why didn't she do any of that?
because she was a vice president. She wasn't a president. She only
second
started
most powerful
running.
person in the country. You don't
Izzy,
think that,
Right.
Izzy, she
and the
only
first most
started.
powerful one was
Izzy-
brain dead.
Izzy, she only became the Democratic nominee 3 weeks ago.
But
So
she did have a lot of power.
not as a
Why
vice
didn't
president.
why
Yeah.
didn't she
Yes.
push?
Because
He
when
was
you're vice president, you have to go along with the Do you think Pence said anything different than what Trump was saying?
You think Joe
No.
well, but
Biden's running
that's a
shit?
different. I mean, Joe Biden is so
Biden's off.
easily
Biden's off after this thing. So now she's formulating her policies. It took 3 weeks for her to get here. It's only been 3 weeks or 4 weeks this weekend. 4 weeks since she's become the presumptive nominee. She's going to be nominated this week.
Real quick, can I jump in?
I mean, but Biden is so easily influenced. My 9-year-old could have literally influenced him. So why didn't Kamala, whatever her name
That's not her
is?
job. I mean, if you know that, if
Let me
I don't
shout
know,
out Plumpy real quick.
Vice presidents don't influence the president.
Let me shout out a donation before you keep on with this nonsense. Plumpy, thank you for the PayPal. Plumpy says, "Keep the funk flowing. 3 stay milky out there." I don't know what that means, but we'll stay milky. Pound it. Damn it.
I'm all about the milky milk.
Yeah, milky milk.
Gee, we need Christmas.
Mazzy, we should continue this conversation. I'm gonna send you my email.
You guys, wait. You can. I didn't mean to stop it. I just.
You just messed it all up, Flo.
I understand what you're saying.
You just destroyed it, Flo.
It's 2 months before the election. I understand what you're saying. This week's the Democratic convention. After that, believe me, she's going to be interviewed. She's going to have more policy thing. She literally has only been a candidate for less than a month.
And who could have seen this coming?
Well, what's that? What the point is that? Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, like, she should have been prepping for this. Obviously, like,
well, I'm
she
sure
should
in
have
the back of her mind, sure, but you can't
in the front of her mind. Like, she's the vice president, or the president is debilitated and has been since before.
So was Donald Trump, actually.
No, not. I'm not a Trump fan.
Have you heard him this week? Talk about Cheerios.
I'm not defending Trump. I'm attacking Biden. I am not defending Trump. I don't.
Biden's out of it now, so Biden's gone. It doesn't really matter. Biden's gone.
He's been gone the whole time. That's my point. Whoever's running the show, it's not Biden. So Kamala should have had.
But yet Biden worked with 7 countries and got these hostages freed. You had it with other countries and had to negotiate with other countries without paying money, mind you, but had to release people he didn't want to leave. That is.
So we made a prisoner trade.
We did. And
okay, that's fantastic. That's not anything like.
And that was under Biden. Okay.
Okay, but that's not really an accomplishment.
I
don't view that as an accomplishment.
Trump would have. Wait a second. You think Trump would have got those other countries? You think Trump would have got Germany?
I don't know, but the accomplishment that you just explained to me doesn't seem like an accomplishment, just like a kind of a deal that. Yeah, no, I'm not proud of him for that. I don't care, and I don't know what Trump would have done.
Well, Trump had 2 of them.
Okay, well, I guess you do.
In prison when he was president, and they didn't get loose, so they didn't get free. So, you know.
Oh, there's lots of people that were freed under Trump, right? There was lots of people that were freed under Obama. You go all the way back. It's not a new concept.
Not the 2 we're talking about, babe.
Well, these
okay.
Babe.
Matt, you are amazing.
I thought I heard that, and then I was like, did I hear that wrong?
You totally got it right.
You know,
that's diplomacy is a big thing. You know, I can't imagine. You know, a lot of these foreign countries. I know there's a certain people that don't.
I'm aware. I'm a State Department employee.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of people that don't like globalism and this whole thing, and it's complicated, as you know. Then, Joshua, you totally know.
People don't like lots of things. It doesn't particularly matter one way or the other. You're not going to please everybody.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what's the issue?
I have no issue with you.
Not me. Not me.
No, I'm just saying. Trump, I don't think Trump would have been able to get these 7 countries to work out this deal because he's such the bully thing.
We weren't talking about Trump. I know that liberals love Trump. They're his favorite dude in the world. They love the feeling, the little chemical dopamine rush they get at hating him.
Because he's a fucking
we weren't talking about Trump at all. We were talking about Kamala and fucking Biden. Stop deflecting with Trump. We know you hate Trump. I hate Trump too.
Okay. We have a new Kamala now is her own person. She's finally coming out of the cocoon of the Biden administration. Vice presidents, Al Gore was sort of a partner, but he didn't do what Clinton wanted. You know, you could pick any.
You're acting like vice president of the United States is not like the second most powerful entity in the universe that we can prove exists.
It's not really.
God damn.
Vice president is. You know what an understudy is in theater in New York, and
actually that's a pretty apt analogy. It's an understudy in theater.
It
is theater, and she is understudying for the presidential role.
Right,
so
but she never gets that opportunity to do her own style, her own performance. And now it's been 4 weeks. She's finally allowed to do her own version of the performance.
It's a coming of age story.
You're right. In a way, it is.
It's theater.
It maybe, but the vice president has no power. They're kind of they're waiting there just in case. The Senate, the House, and Senate.
So, I'll just agree with you for the sake of the conversation. Their job is they're waiting there. She should have been ready then. Even more to my point. That was my point.
She is ready, but you all of a sudden don't do this whole platform. You're working on things. I don't know. Maybe you, if you're ever in college and you had a paper due, did you ever do it a month before it's due? I don't know. I didn't.
I always did it the night before.
No, but I'm a procrastinator, and I did it with Adderall, and I'm not the vice president or the president, right?
I don't think even Kamala thought.
I'm not that much of an achiever.
I don't even think that Kamala thought.
But I wasn't that powerful.
Yeah.
I would have been doing the Hunter Biden stuff around the White House.
You would have.
Doing coke.
That's funny. Mazzy, I sent you a message.
In what?
In the private chat.
Private chat.
I probably won't get it here. Let's see. Can you?
Mazzy, I think you are very sexy and would love to peg you.
Oh, gross, dude. I am married.
I'm single. I have a son. I have a ex-partner, but we're good friends. And okay, I'm too old for you, and you're married anyway. So
yeah, but I'll see maybe one of my employees.
How do I? Okay, let me see if I can. Okay.
Oh no, that was not me. That was not me.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
What?
Wasn't me.
Just drizzle some milk on it, man.
He disappeared.
He might have clicked the wrong button or something. It happens.
No, he did not. He's not a
No,
rage
I
quit
know. I'm
person.
just kidding.
He would definitely own that.
I like Mazzy a lot, in spite of his insane, outlandish political views.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, Sarah, hope you don't mind if I got comfortable really quick. I changed out.
I know you took your uniform off.
I just need to get a little more comfortable, if that's all right. So
I came for the gun debate, but it went by too fast. Damn it.
Gun debate?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back.
On the abortion take and the other stuff.
Sorry, I pushed the wrong thing. Izzy?
Yeah.
I don't know if my last name is Maslov. You see that? You see that?
Are you the guy with the hierarchy?
Yeah. No, he's a W. But Maslov at Maslov.com. You can remember that. I couldn't get it here. Copy. Email me whenever you want. Maslov at Maslov.com.
Okay.
Simple as that. If you ever want to chat. I'm leaving for London Tuesday. I'm out, but I'll be checking, so I'm going to be busy for a week or so. Boomer moment confirmed. I am a boomer. I'm a tail end boomer. I admit that. Hey, you wait till you're 70 years old. If you can handle a situation like this when you're 70, good luck.
You're older than I thought.
I'm only 40, and I hate
70 next Friday. Next Friday, I turn 70.
So you're still 69?
I'm 69. Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
What do I do for a living?
Get it?
For 38 years, I was self-employed as a photography agent representing commercial photographers. Last fall, I closed down my business after 38 years. I represented food photographers, car photographers, lifestyle, commercial advertising work. So that was what I did.
Do you think I could be a hand model?
Yes. I have a YouTube channel. It's based on music and vinyl. I'm Music Freak. There, you can go to Mazzy's Music on YouTube and subscribe, as Sarah would say.
Go do it.
Read the music, and I got a little snarky ass personality,
And Don Juan comes in with the
Thanks, Dave.
$1.99. He
Thanks,
says,
Dave.
slow.
Yeah,
LOL,
Abraham
hierarchy
Maslow,
of Maslow
the
need.
hierarch of being is MASLOW. I know about
So-
that, Abraham Maslow.
I've decided that Don Juan is a bot that you and Based Oracle split, and you just feed about $50 in it, and then it keeps the super chats flowing, right? And it just drops $2 at a time here and there with the stupid Aquinas programming. I don't think that's a real person. Don Juan, you've been relegated to bot status.
Bot status?
The only way to become a real person again is to send in a super chat for $5 that says "fuck Aquinas" or
Go
something
for
similar.
it, Don Juan.
Something similar, since YouTube won't let you send in the F word. But
Why you gotta be taking out Aquinas?
And Robot Glock comes in with the 1488. Well, that is the weirdest number ever. Why 1488? He says, anyone notice that the women in Trump's family have either voluntarily or been forced off the political stage? Neither Ivanka or Milena spoke at RNC. The only Trump female who spoke was JR's.
Why would they
Girl
want to be
pie.
associated with that narcissist?
oh,
Yeah.
so now you're a psychiatrist.
Narcissism is a dirty word. We don't like to use that
I
one over here.
study psychology, but I'm not a psychologist.
Don one comes with $1.99. He says, no, but mo slow.
So it is a bot. If it were not a bot, it would have heard my words and responded accordingly.
Sarah, this has been an extreme pleasure. I love the debate argument. I like intelligent debates. I swear to God. I know when I come in here, I'm within the people who don't usually agree with my take, and that's totally fine. But I appreciate it, and it keeps me on my toes too. So,
Good.
if you're up Monday between 6 and 9 a.m. and Rachel's not around, reach out.
You're going to be on.
I'm doing a stream from 6 to 9 a.m. because Rachel's going all next week. So on my channel, this 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And you know how she starts out with 15 or 30 minutes of left-wing MAGA bullshit? I'm going to do my version of that.
Oh,
You know where that's
I'm
going.
excited.
But it'll be
I'm
mostly-
excited,
it'll be
Mazzy.
music-based. It's, we get into the music and records.
No, you got to go straight just politics and economy.
Oh, just for
Everything you wouldn't say at Thanksgiving dinner. Do it.
I thing is, I would say anything at Thanksgiving dinner. So remember, I'm adopted, so it doesn't count for some people. Anyway, love you guys. Take care.
I love you, Mazzy. Thanks for coming on tonight. And Don Juan comes in with $1.99. He says, I will respond. I think he meant to say, I won't. I won't respond until you read Aquinas. Q34.
That's not fair. It'd take you about 10 years to fully study like Aquinas. Like that's an
I
outrageous.
actually looked up. I will say I looked up to read Aquinas. I looked up like what to read for reading Saint Aquinas or whatever. And it was a whole like volume set that you could
Yeah, it's
purchase.
an encyclopedia.
Like,
All of his writings is an encyclopedia. Take you about 10 years to get there.
Yeah, and I chose peace in that moment.
I think
Yeah, that's
Flo
just
is
stupid.
on to something.
That is a bot? I know it's a bot.
Yeah. I feel bad for Daniel because he didn't really get to talk much.
Oh yeah.
He just likes to sit there and look pretty.
Listen, Daniel's great because he comes on, he does the Power Rangers thing, we go in the whole Comic-Con concept, and he's satisfied by that.
Well, yeah, thanks for letting me do that, Sarah. That was fun.
Yeah, I love that. So if we want to go into more Power Rangers talk, the floor is yours. But outside of that, Don one comes with $1.99. He says, "Life ain't fair, my dude." Sarah, you've got to start. Listen,
That's the funny
okay,
thing.
look.
I had some interesting and funny takes on some of the discussions. It's just I'm so quiet half the time. It's like, and I don't know. I don't like to.
Why?
interrupt too much.
That's on you, bro.
That's how I am.
Jump in there.
I don't. I just don't want to be too annoying. But anyway, like for the abortion talk, I was thinking if I were to, here was my take. If the woman said, like, I slept with her and she was the girlfriend or whatever. Anyway,
That would be crazy.
If she wanted it, then it'd be great. But if she said she wanted to abort it, then I'd wonder, is it mine? Because why would you say that? Why would you deny the greatness? So,
Nice.
that would mean I would ask the question, why would you want it?
Why would
Because
you
that would seem
deny
like,
the greatness?
yeah, like it just seems why would you seems like off to me. Like, wait,
What if it
it's
came
me.
out a Blue Ranger?
If I had, I thought you were gonna say if I had nappy hair and be like, oh wait, that's not much. That could happen too, but
Oh man,
that'd be funny.
That was funny.
And then what was the other thing? Oh, I'm pro Second Amendment, by the way, and I am planning on getting a gun soon because I'm very pro Second Amendment. So I think we need it. Yes.
I recommend an AR-15 just to spite Mazzy.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Just a spite. But yeah, no, I'm all for. I think when Joe was on here, I'm for free speech too. The crazier, the wilder, the better. Just as long as you don't hurt me. That's it's fine.
Why the AR, right? Like, I mean, if you just want to piss people off, what you do is you advise him to get a good hunting rifle, right? Which covers a vast area, so you can take out Mazzy and all of the vegans all at the same time, right? Like, if the goal is to piss people off, do it properly.
Actually, the weird thing about vegans is like they what was it? They hunt the most because you don't want animals eating all the vegetables and fruits and everything. So it's just it's very weird,
Yeah, I can't wait for hunting season out here.
I can't believe we chased off Dawson for good.
What's that?
I can't believe that question chased off Dawson for good and he never came back.
Yeah, really, I feel so bad for him. But
speaking of chasing him off, Don one comes with $1.99. He says, "Think we should close all bases abroad."
I do wonder where Joe Cool was trying to go with his question.
Yeah, because I know he had a White Ranger question for me too. I wanted to know what he had to say or what his question was.
Flo, do you know?
Do I know what?
Where Joe Cool was trying to go with his question?
Which question?
About
how thick are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I do, but I don't know why he was so resistant to the answer that he was getting.
Yeah, I wonder.
I didn't. It's a hypothetical. It's fun, It's fun to think what if, and that's why I had fun with it there. Just make a joke of it, Have fun with it.
Yeah.
I know I'm super late here. There were more women originally with the topic, right? Like Izzy was not the only lady up here, right? Aside from you,
Dawson was here.
You're the host.
No, it's only me and
outside
Sarah.
of that, Don Juan comes up with $1.99. He says vegans will out themselves. They won't reproduce.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a good bot.
True. I don't know.
So now it's a good bot. Jeez, make up your mind.
I mean, it's an annoying bot, but at least I agree with it on that sentiment.
Bottom line, he's saying it's a bot.
They should have programmed it. You all should have made it more dynamic. Given it more personality. And you would think that it would pick up more personality the more time it spends online, but it's not. It's stuck on Aquinas.
Yeah, it is getting old. I agree.
I'm going to have to catch you one day. And are you just taking dibs at him, or are you really taking dibs at Aquinas? Now I'm curious. I'm 8. I got no stake in the game here.
I feel like Flo and Don Juan just hate each other.
Is it a love affair?
It might be.
It might be low-key jealousy because Don Juan wants to talk to me all the time but never sends me $2.
Flo. Flo,
okay.
question. Flo, question.
Yes.
Do you like Don Juan?
No, I don't. I have no desire to have anything to do with bots.
Well, Flo, do you love...
I don't know. Maybe if he wants to come up in here and speed date me.
Do you love Don Juan?
I don't know
Yeah.
Don Juan, but I'd be interested to get to know Don Juan if you could get him up here for a speed date with me.
That's the
Don
other thing I
Juan,
forgot.
Don Juan, do you want to come on? And you can literally, I'll give you the whole floor for like 30 minutes if you want, Don Juan. If you
That's too
click
long.
that little, shut up, Flo, you're going to fucking deal with it. You asked for it. You talk all this shit. You're going to fucking deal with it. But Don Juan, slow jealous, never got a Megazord or Red Aquinas for $1.99. But Don Juan, if you want to come, like seriously, Don Juan,
Oh.
I will give you the floor. You can click that little link. It can be totally avatar only. I don't care if you cam up or not. But if you want to come up and talk some shit, Flo, you dropped
No,
yourself.
what happened?
That was not me.
I know that
Rage
was me.
quit.
Rage
That was
quit.
the other thing that hit me. I forgot, Sarah. If we went the speed date thing. If we were on a date, I'm kind of. That's how I am. I'm very. Well, like we go.
All right, we're on a
okay,
date. What do we do?
Okay, here's what we're doing because I know what you like now. Okay, we're going. We're going to Benihana at 7:00. Wear something fancy. We're gonna have a good time, and then you just tell me what you want. I'll order it for you. Have a good time. Okay, we can get wine. Pull your seat out. It's easy. That's how I am. I'm like that. You know.
Are you moldable or are you really a man?
I'm a man, baby.
But had I
mean?
never said that, had I never said any of that, would you have done that to begin with? Or if we were setting up a date, would you have said like, so where do you want to go?
Well, I'd ask you, but I'd keep it in my mind for the future.
Why are you asking me?
No,
I'm gonna tell you that I don't know where the fuck I want to go for dinner because I'm a girl. We don't know what we want to eat.
No, I thought you meant like prior to the date.
Prior to the date.
Prior to the, well, that's because we're dating at that point, right? Or am I thinking this right?
It's our first date. It's our first date, Daniel.
Okay. Well, first date. I'm trying because I've done this before. Like I told one girl,
nope, first date, wrong. Where are we going for our first date? It should be very simple and very cheap.
Okay. Well, I'm not cheap though. I don't want to. What
if it's our first date. We met on Tinder. You have no idea who I am. You gotta vet me out.
Okay, then we're doing McDonald's.
If you really listen to me, this is a super easy answer. Where are we going for our first date?
Okay, we're doing. Trying to think of a good.
Daniel, we're gonna go grab coffee or a quick drink.
But I don't a coffee. So what, like Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's?
You don't even know me. You met me on the internet. Why would you spend $50, $70, $100 on me? You don't even know me.
That's true.
Stop it. You're taking me to get coffee or if we're choosing for like a later evening thing, we're going to go get appetizers and a drink at a local bar or something like that. That's simple and easy. Simple and easy. Yeah.
Then
cheap. $30 tops.
Maybe Cheesecake Factory could do that.
No, we're not doing Cheesecake Factory.
That's
too cheap. That is a second date.
Second date?
That is a second date. That's a
double
date.
Okay.
No. That's not a double date. Double date is like your friends are my friends are your friends. First date, we just met on Tinder. We're going on a first date. We're gonna go for coffee or drinks and appetizers. Simple and easy, okay? That's when you vet me out, and that's when you realize whether I am showing you that I am what my pictures are, like that I am who I say I am. I'm not catfishing you. All of these, yeah. So worst case scenario, you spend $10 on a coffee or a drink. Life goes on. We're moving on.
That's why I said McDonald's. We do McDonald's.
No, that's cheesy. Second date.
You're not in me for my
second
money.
Second date. Listen, second date. You're like, all right, I'll buy. I'm in. I'm interested. I'm set. Okay, she's great. I want to get to know her even more. Second date, you're gonna pick me up. We're gonna go to dinner. We're gonna like actually do like a date, right? Third date, now you're really invested. If you're coming back for a third date, you really want to see me. Okay.
Yeah.
You show up with flowers or something cute based on
Chocolates.
conversation, like something small and minuscule, less than $20. Okay. The flowers don't have to be extravagant. Do not make them roses. They could be something cute like daisies or something subtle and simple, but not like the $5 bouquet
Yeah.
grab bag. Okay. They could be very easy and subtle, just to say, like, look, I really like you, and I'm going to let you know I really like you, and it's on. Like, we're going on a third date now. I'm invested. All right. And then that's when we do like the top tier third date, the Ruth's Chris, whatever kind of shit you want to do. Right. That's when you're really like, I'm going to make this girl, like, I want to make her know that I want her. All right, because she's proving herself to you. You're vetting her out. She's proving herself to you. You're vetting her out. Third date is like, I'm going to show her who the fuck I am. And then, boom, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, everything after that is between you and her. So that's my suggestion, folks. First date should definitely not be anything special.
No. I want to warn everybody.
Sarah.
I want to warn everybody. You notice that each date she had more and more and more and more requirements. Just remember that. Like after a year, how much more? Like how many steps that goes up?
But imagine how many men do the third date on the first date just to fail and find out she catfished him, or she's a bitch, or he didn't vet her, or nothing like that.
Well, you did say you met on Tinder, like in your hypothetical.
That's what I'm saying. You just met her.
We're skipping all of that.
You're vetting, right? And all I'm saying is, like, the third date, that's when you let her know I'm investing, right? The third date is a solidifier. I'm happy to go out on a date with a guy once or twice. After the second time, that's when I'm like, I don't want to waste any more of his money, right?
See,
and that's when a guy should be saying to himself, like, all right, first date, we got the jitters. It's weird. So you always give the second date a second chance, right? Unless you're just not attracted to her, you're not into her, or she's just absolutely, you're left wing, she's right wing, or vice versa, whatever. Like, if it's not going to happen. Second date is like, okay, we got the jitters out. Now we're more comfortable. Let's see if this is actually a thing. Third date is a solidifier. Right. Third date is totally, I'm into you. I enjoy now. And I'm assuming you're having conversations throughout the week, before the second date, like in the third date, like you're talking, you're doing all of these things. I'm not just saying these are the only 3 times you've ever spoken, but like you're going to solidify it by date 3. And then from there, that's when you're figuring out each other. She's, pitching in, you're pitching in, like you're becoming like an item in terms of I'm investing in you, right? And that's when it starts becoming a thing, like, because after the third date, like it's on. If you made it past the third date, if she made it past the third date, it's on like Donkey Kong. You're going for gold.
See, I thought you were talking about the third date we go on, but I didn't know you were talking the first one. That's why I said I know the place that she liked. What? No, I thought she meant the third date, but I didn't know. Like, because again, the first one.
Why the fuck would you think she meant the third date when she asked what you do on a date? Walk us through the thought process. If you're gonna try to sell some bullshit, then walk us all the way through it.
Because I thought that was the date. Like, because
why?
By that point, I know her. I've known her, and then we just go to the place she likes. I don't know, just simple. That's
Josh, what's the verdict? Are we buying this shit or not?
Sorry, what? I don't know.
Yeah, within her hypothetical, you met on Tinder.
Josh, yeah.
So by that point, because that's what I mean. By that point, we've been talking. So you would assume I would know the places she likes. We've talked, and then I go pick that place and be like, okay, I know you like this, so we'll get this, and that's why I proceeded to say everything I did. Benihana, 7:00. We're something fancy. We're gonna have a good time. That's it.
Hamptonian.
you're saying that on the Tinder, I've never seen Tinder, but I'm assuming like it's got like a chat system. You're saying that you would
I'm
sit there and
assuming.
just have long conversations all damn night long?
I'm sure. Well, maybe you got off at Tinder too, and you were just regular texting by then too. I mean, who knows? And I'm just thinking other hypotheticals here about where it could go. You know, you gotta think out of the box a little bit.
No, yeah,
Gotta-
I mean, you got to think about within reality though. Women are on Tinder because not because they're looking for somebody else to have text messages with. You got to move that into the real world, pretty quick.
And here's the sad thing: I don't have a Tinder, so I don't know. I can't say anything.
I
So I'm
don't
just
either.
going,
Yeah, I've
so,
never had
yeah.
any of that either.
So
but,
I got nothing.
But
I'm gonna
nobody
get
goes
one.
and downloads Tinder because they need somebody to talk to through the internet.
Oh, yeah.
They
Again,
do
I
it
don't
because
know.
yeah. I mean, you do
I
know.
gotta
You can
get
tell by the
Tinder
nature
now.
of what it is.
Even Mr. Maslov said like it's Tinder, right? You just it's all geared on the sexual side, right? So forget the talking. I've got to invest in Tinder now. I've been doing it wrong apparently.
All I'm saying is, if you're gonna meet a girl on Tinder, definitely don't take her to a restaurant and make it a big deal. Start by vetting in person with a
Meet
simple
her at the gas
coffee
station
or
and
a
buy
drink.
her a.
No, don't be a weirdo.
Like,
That
look,
would be fucking Flo, if you said, "Listen, bitch, I'll meet you up at the Shell station at
you would
noon."
meet me there.
No, I would
Yes,
not.
you
I'd
would.
be like, "That's fucking
No, you'd
weird."
meet me there.
No, Flo, I
Dang.
wouldn't. I don't
Yes,
care
you would.
how cute you are. All right. I would not. That's just fucking weird. If you said, "Hey, I'll grab a coffee with you at, at 10 a.m., blah, 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 at this place," I'd be like, "Okay, sure." If you said, "Hey, let's grab drinks at this bar," because if it's later at night, okay, sure, no problem. I'll grab a drink with you. Because then after that one drink, right, we've spent a total of like what, $10, $15 tops. Neither of us have invested a whole lot into this moment, and we're vetting each other out. And if I'm just like, "God, you're a total fucking dick, Flo," I never want to
You would
date.
not.
Oh,
You would do that.
this fucking cock-sucking dick
He's
whirling
so arrogant.
asshole.
He didn't even ask me out.
God,
He just said,
he's
"What's your address? I'm coming over."
such a dick. If you were a dick,
Mhm.
I would not feel too invested by like, okay, he bought me a drink tonight. I don't feel like I don't feel obligated, right? Whereas if we're at dinner and we've already ordered the meal, and we're sitting there and the meal hasn't even come yet, and Flo State is over here talking about misogyny and all this crazy fuck feminism and blah 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 crazy shit, I'd be like, "This is really uncomfortable. I don't like being here anymore."
But
Like,
you
I
already know
can't.
I'd never talk about that because I don't have to
It,
cope for my
but
failure with.
I do know that about you, Flo. But it would be really hard for me to like. Women are trained to be sensitive, to make the situation comfortable, but don't worry about yourself. Like, we're trained to do these things, right? We're always trained to like, okay, be nice, don't be a bitch, be nice. You want to be nice, and somebody is making you feel uncomfortable, but just be nice. That's what we're trained, like literally trained to do. Um, and it just like, so in this is how a lot of women end up on dates where they're really uncomfortable and they don't know how to say like, "I want to go home. I'm not comfortable." Now, I think times are changing to where more younger girls are being brought up to like, they get the ick quicker and they're like, "Yeah, I don't like this. I'm going to leave." But overall, most women were trained to just be nice. So if you want to get stuck in a whole fucking dinner with a dude you don't even like after you sat down, like, you can avoid all that and just have a fucking coffee or a drink. End of story. Done.
Yeah, but that's exactly what Flo said. Just at a Jiffy store.
Yeah.
No, Flo
The
said
only
we're gonna
reason I'm
meet at
having
the
you come up
gas
there at all is
station.
because I need to get gas, and I'd rather follow you home than try to make out the directions. Girl directions suck. I don't want to hear like go down to McDonald's and go right to the tree.
You see
Like,
that tree down there, down Elm
yeah,
Street? That you're gonna
right.
pass that tree on Elm Street.
No, you just said
Take
the
right.
name of a street. Girl directions don't normally involve street names. They're just
There's
landmarks.
this one road past this one light, and then there's this one place where this one person is
Then when you
always
see a
at.
school,
Damn. Why do y'all make
just-
things so damn complicated?
Did I just
That's
take-
the question.
I mean, I just think it's a little bit of it's a little bit of denial, and I won. I'll take the W for that one.
You don't get the W for shit. There
Well, we
is
can
no
use the
W. Nobody denied the idea that women are really bad at instructions or giving. Actually, honestly, I'd probably say we're actually better at it because we're more detail oriented. Where guys are more like, there was this one place, this one time with this one person. I don't remember when or how or why, but do you remember that time? You know what I'm talking about? And they're like, oh,
If
yeah,
that
I
is-
did. I totally get
If
it.
that is true, why are all of the navigation software made by men? Why not women?
Well, that's a
Um,
claim that you're just pulling that out of your ass. Nobody knows who invented the software.
We all. I
It
can
was
point.
probably a collaborative effort between mostly men and some women because I assume that's what the IT
Joshua.
sector is.
Are you
Yes.
Joshua? Can I ask you? Are you married or have a woman that lives with you of any sort?
Yes, I'm married. I
Yeah,
have.
I can
Okay.
I can confirm he
Where
at least
where
had
where are
children
your
in the past
keys?
sometimes.
Where are your keys, Joshua?
On the
His
table
keys?
somewhere.
Where are your shoes?
Actually at the front door.
How about your wallet?
She's Asian.
On the table. With the keys.
She knows what's up. But when you're missing something, can you find the ketchup in the refrigerator?
Yes, look in the refrigerator.
He's
You just told him the
OCD
answer.
psycho. Huh?
You just
But
told
if
him
I
the
lose-
answer.
Yeah, if I lose my keys, I also look in the refrigerator.
Have you ever had to like put down what's in your hand so that you could look better for the thing you were looking for that is what you set down? Like
Yeah.
Or
I've
like-
done that.
And then you lose that thing, right?
or like
Yeah.
you put on your glasses so that you can look for your glasses.
Damn, this guy got me in glasses too. Jesus. Yes, I would now glasses. I would definitely lose.
Sometimes, because this is how ADHD my brain is, sometimes I use the flashlight to look for things even when I can see just fine because like following the circle of light keeps me focused on what I'm doing better so I don't just walk around the house and
There's an easy solution. You guys are neglecting there's a benefit that comes with this, right? There's a real easy. Once you have kids, they're easy to blame on everything. My
No.
keys are missing.
No.
It was
No.
kid. He moved
No.
them.
Nope.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I can tell you what the fuck is in our junk drawer, down to the simple post-it notes or band-aids or random erasers that the kids got in a party package to go, blah, 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 random shit. I can tell
Aside
you
from the
all that fucking stuff.
This is easy to explain.
Women know
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
everything.
Aside
This
from the
brain,
kids,
this brain is meant for knowing everything that you specifically don't know. If you know something, I don't have to know it, but I know what you're not going to know, and I know to know that.
I'm
We
not buying it.
We
not
are
buying
built
it.
for this.
I actually agree with Sarah right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's test this. Here, Sarah. Let's see here. Aside from the kids, right? Do you live with anybody else?
Not for the less.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Two-
Okay. So
2.5
that junk
years.
drawer, you should know every little single thing
Yeah.
you put in it, right?
No, I know
Problem
everything
is
he
you're
put in
putting
it, and it's still there. It
Yeah, but
hasn't
you're
been moved.
painting the framework based on multiple people having access and putting stuff in the drawer and taking
Nope.
stuff out.
Nope.
That would be the
Listen,
difference.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. That man still calls me looking for shit that I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay? And I still
male
somehow,
defense- in
know
male's
how
defense-
to stop it. I still
Why do y'all
somehow-
rearrange stuff all the
I
damn
still
time?
somehow know how to guide him in the way of finding it.
Josh,
And
this
I'll
is
even
how-
more so say when he moved out, right? Like after we got our divorce and he moved out or whatever, I went into one of my closets and I was like rearranging our closets now because he wasn't there anymore. And And I got up to the top shelf and I put my hand at the top and I'm like, oh, there's a gun up here. There's a gun up here. And I had to call him and I said, did you know you were missing this one? And he's like, no, I didn't even think about it. And I'm like, the fuck is like random pew pew.
Call me.
Right?
You're
random
like,
pew
"Oh, you
pew
want a gun?"
sitting at the top of my fucking closet shelf. And he had no and bullets, like
It's
everything.
hard for me to get guns these days.
I mean,
Yes.
I will say I considered the idea of letting it sit there and seeing how long it would take for him to start getting worried that he couldn't find it.
See,
because it was 6 months later. It was 6 months later that I called him and I'm like, do you know this is sitting up there?
Let's inspect this because I'm not buying this shit. Let's inspect it, right? How often does your living room furniture move?
It doesn't.
You don't
rearrange ever?
You don't rearrange? Oh, she's an oddball.
Yeah, it seems like women rearrange houses like every year or so. Like I'll just come home and the furniture will be all moved. I don't know how the fuck it even moves. Like somehow women turn into just monstrosities when they decide to rearrange furniture, and they can just move everything by themselves. It's crazy.
Now I'll say when I first got engaged and moved in and everything, and I would call him and be like, "So I think I want to do something different," and he's like, "You do whatever you want," and then I would just do what I did, and that was done. But what's done is done. Like my bed's been in the same position it has been since I moved in. Like my living room, I let my daughter change it last summer, because we went through like a whole change up in there, and I let her change it, and then that was it. Like now it's been the same. Everything's been in the same position for the last year. The dining room has been in the same position. Like everything's been the same.
Yeah, that's normal. That's really
abnormal.
not normal. Your female card is now being
it's under question. Show us that cock. If you saw me pan over right here, I've got these are.
Well, let me put it this way. I had enough change and chaos in my life that all I've ever craved was stability. So I don't like things to change. I'm a Taurus at heart. I'm a Taurus through and through. But like once I make a decision, that decision has been made, and there's no changing from there, unless like we go through a lot of thought processes to get something. It takes a lot for me to change my mind. I'll say that.
So you're not. Impulsive. Are you impulsive?
No. Like it takes a lot for me to even like decide I want to be somebody's girlfriend, to decide that I even want to have sex with somebody, decide that I even want to like purchase something. Like I'm not a spender. The only thing I spend my money on really is like stuff for the house, for like stuff that's needed, like between groceries and toiletries and whatever's. That's where I spend my money, and that's the only like impulsive buy I could imagine.
Toiletries?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like my daughter wanted like the different plug-in smelly good things, and that was like an impulse. Like, okay, you want that? Okay, let's get that. Like that was impulsive for me. It was and it was a toilet, but like outside of that, like I just don't spend money on anything.
For shame.
So the only way you're going to get her to like the Jiffy store, right? It has to be the Jiffy store she gets gas at. It has to be the snack she always.
When do you plan on getting gas next?
I hate getting gas. I wish this is one thing where I do miss having my husband, because he would just take my car, go fill it up, and bring it back, and I never had to think about getting gas. It was just always unless we were specifically doing like a long-term drive and I had to get gas. But outside of that, like I just would get in my car and it was just filled up.
Yeah, sounds pretty high maintenance to me.
it wasn't high maintenance. That's just what he did. Like, I was always like, before him, I always filled my own tank and took care of my own shit. But when I married him, like, things just happened without me knowing. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Cool. It's already done. I get in my car every day and the tank is full. Cool.
He probably just wanted an opportunity to snoop through your stuff.
Possibly.
I
Weird,
would.
but possibly.
I would
I don't
too.
know. He was a Jersey boy, so up there, like,
So he had a spray on tan, and like, what's that mean?
he was definitely tan. He's an Italian boy. Debatable. But I don't know. When I married him, things just kind of like changed in terms of the dynamic of like things just were already done for me. And I was like, why is this already done? I don't need to do this. Okay. And I just accepted it. So now I just expect it. So, but outside of that, like in terms of the home life, like I took on projects. So there were a lot of like changes, like in terms of like,
Example of projects, please.
like I built a garden out back. I built a patio.
Did you say you're pretty good with power tools?
Yeah, definitely.
Flo? Yeah. Female card is...
Welcome. Should we initiate her into one of the dudes?
Oh, I'm totally one of the dudes. Just ask my brothers and my father says that I am 2 balls shy of being his favorite son. So I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, I'm 2 balls shy, but because I was raised like kind of like I was raised as a princess, but I was also raised as one of the boys too. Like, I don't think my dad knew how to handle me. So like I was always spoiled by way of being a girl, but I was always held to the boy standard. But
can you pull up Mrs. Flo's comment? God bless you. That is a sneezy Power Ranger.
I'm sorry.
In the time it took Flo to take a shit,
So a little bit ago, I panned the camera around because over here, this is not a wall. There's more. This is a big room. There's more room on the other side of this. Our bed. This is our bedroom. But it's a big room. And she started building the great wall of furniture to block me up because I'm up all night long streaming. She did all this by herself. 3 bookshelves, a dresser.
the time it took Flo to take a shit.
Now, in all fairness, I take slow shits. Normally, if you ever see me commenting in the
That's
chat,
why it's slow state.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's classic. And Plumpy comes in with the $2. He said, would definitely drizzle some hot wax on Osbron's bum. All right, Osbron. Ass up, face down.
Okay. Should I what do you say? Put the camera down, or is it okay if it's left like that?
However, as long as you're in frame.
Okay. I just came here, Sarah, to ask you a question. On Monday, you'll be discussing about capitalism, right? Is it okay if I can just during the time of the discussions, is it okay if I can just read a page or something like that? To like you'll be having these discussions, right? So it's difficult to remember everything. So regarding the information, if I read a page from a book or something like that, is it okay?
Yeah. Do you want to come in on the hot seat?
Okay, I'll join the panel later. But like I just wanted to ask you if it's okay if I can read from a page or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Osbron, I have true appreciation for you. So yeah, I generally allow whatever. As long as you're not reading a page from like creepy weird shit, yeah, totally fine.
Penthouse forums.
Yeah,
I mean, like, regarding capitalism or something like that. It's
totally
vast subject,
good.
Right? So like the history, all of it should be included. So I just wanted to ask that. That's why I came on top.
Yeah, no, totally good. And if you want to bring it up on screen too, we can pop it up on screen while you're reading it. During, like, if you do during open panel, totally
Hmm.
fine. I'm all for it, Osbron.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited that you're excited about Monday. You're prepping for it, huh?
Yeah, little bit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because it's vast. That's why you just can't take current data into consideration. You'll have to go back into the past as well. So that's why I just asked if it's okay if I can read something from history or something like that to
Yeah,
show
absolutely.
how it's influenced the current state of affairs.
Absolutely. No, definitely. I'm all for it. And we will go into open panel by 11:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anytime after 11:15, you just hit that link and jump on, and I'll pull up any, if you want to pull up your screen so that we can see what you're reading, that's fine too. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. I like you, Osbron. You're definitely an interesting devil. That's for sure. Like, you come on panel and you mess stuff up even though you don't even realize, like, you, not in a bad way. Like, you just come in and you just dismantle everybody without even trying, because you just have such an out of the box thought process, and I love it. I love it. Yeah. Do you know that you have that?
I don't know. I thought all of you would have read history, so they would have taught you history in schools, right? So I just bought that up to verify the data. That's it.
No, we read history, but we just read the like generic store brand level of history.
We watched Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Okay.
And, but that was such a good movie, though.
It was a good movie.
It is. Quote Tolstoy: "History would be a wonderful thing if only it were true." That's.
Oh, do you believe in the moon landing, Daniel?
I do.
The moon landing is for sure fake. 1000%.
Here we go.
I don't have time.
Damn.
How about everybody talks about flat Earth. What about the flat moon?
Well, now you're conflating things.
The moon landing. I'm making jokes. I'm not being serious.
Fight me, Power Ranger.
Flo, don't you take me too seriously. I'm never serious.
That's probably not the case.
What? Okay. What? You couldn't tell I was joking there?
I'm just giving you shit. This is how I joke.
You're good people. Actually, I meant to tell you too. I like your Big Lebowski paintings in the back.
Oh, thank you.
Those are cool.
I've got 2 more in the series. Got about 5 of them. I mean, I painted them myself.
You did? Wait, did you?
No.
Oh, that would.
No, I bought them from the artist's name is Ocean Clark. He's I think he's on. I found him on Instagram back in the day, but he's dope. He used to have auctions starting at $100, and he'd put up a painting and start auctioning it off. So none of those were $100, but there are some that...
Joe is taking claim.
Oh yeah, Joe. Fun fact: Joe is a fantastic painter, and he sings good opera.
I paint too. Actually, you know what? I'm opening an Etsy store soon. I sold one of my paintings for $300 recently, but I'm gonna get some. Here's just a preview of some other stuff I'm gonna do for the store.
How do you sell it? Where do you sell it?
I haven't opened it up yet, but I am gonna make an Etsy store, and then if people,
where did you find the customer to buy your painting?
Through a friend. They hit me up and they said, "Hey, can you paint this for me?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And then we went to Hobby Lobby. They showed me the size they wanted, and then from there I just charged what I thought would be like worth the time and whatever. So I charged $300 for it.
That's dope. That's cool. There's a lot of artists, but I've noticed that artists, the type of personality that is an artist is not normally the same type of person that's a salesman. And so those two worlds don't overlap. So you've got a lot of artists that are great at creating and suck at sales, and then you've got people like me who can't paint their way out of a paper bag, but could probably sell it to you anyways. So it's cool if you can master both of the skills. Plumpy, thank you for the PayPal. I appreciate you supporting the channel in these dark times of demonetization. Plumpy says, "Dat as though 3 team cream."
Damn.
Right?
That ass though. I'm wearing sweatpants and a sweater.
I got
I love
pajamas.
I love how the Sims be simping when I'm like over here like rocking sweatpants and I'm like, yes, let me just stream in my
Oh
sweat-"
yeah, I forgot this is a Sim stream. It said Sims only. You got to move the name out of the way. There you
Oh,
go.
this way.
There we go. Sims, cash in.
My sweatpants.
Gray sweatpants.
Maybe. Well, they're like a taupe, more of a taupey. They're like gray, but not gray. But they look gray. But yeah, but they're not gray. They're not heather gray. Yeah. Should I just stand up and do that again? Because you guys all just shut up.
You should have made yourself full screen.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Solo. There we go. Woo! Sims be simping. Oh, should I do that again? Sim stream.
Do the monkey.
Do the monkey. All right. I'm up for that.
That was great. That was
Don Juan's all of a sudden like not interested in sending in a super chat about.
He's like, Sarah, read Aquinas. You need God.
They'll start coming in. People were too busy screenshotting and stuff.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. Darn. Anyways.
I was not going to click the link earlier because I forgot it said Simps only. And I've been accused of being a simp too much lately.
I don't think you're a simp, though. I think you've donated like once.
Yeah. That time that you begged.
No, I think it was when Finkel said no bananas, and you were like, "Fuck it, eat the bananas."
Old Simp Finkel.
Yeah, and you were mad about that, but I think that's the only time you've ever donoed, and it wasn't even like that much of a dono. You went cheap on me, Flo.
It is pretty cheap on me.
Sir,
but you can donate to me now because you're monetized. And no matter how much I stand up and show my midriff, like people don't send me money.
Do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it. Show us. Are you wearing sweatpants? Are you wearing gray sweat? Oh yeah. That was it.
Well, my T-shirt is longer than yours, apparently.
That's fail. That was a total fail.
That was a fail.
That was a fail. You gotta like really, lag in the, like and stretch all the way.
But you're a woman. You make it look good.
And I was not prepared for this. Otherwise, I would have taken the boxers off because the dick V, like the upper dick V.
The V. I got the V. I got the 6. But like the V thing, like we.
Right.
Or wait, that's lower, right? The V, the full V.
Right. The V is that's a game closer. Right.
Yeah,
that's how you close the deal.
The deal is sealed, honey bun. I just choose not to seal it. You're all like,
well, I've got a stream. I'll delay my stream, I guess.
Oh, we have to wrench up Mrs. Flo on this side. Standard moderator. Done. There you go. Mrs. Flo has rights over here.
Nice.
You made him shudder. Yeah. That's what she said. She said, you made him Oh, stutter, not shutter. Stutter. Stutter. Did you stutter, Flo?
Take her wrench back
Oh.
away.
No, she's, keep talking. I'm going to give her full wrench powers. Oh, God.
What?
Where's Mrs. Flo? I want to talk to Mrs. Flo. Bring Mrs. Flo on. We like her more than you. Yeah. Let her talk. Osbron, I'm excited for Monday. I expect to see you on the open panel, if not a little sooner. But this should be fun. Yeah.
Today you're talking about simping or what? Like, is it about simping or something like that? The topic?
The topic was just kind of a funny play on words, but we're talking about simping. Simping is basically like when men give to a woman, but she gives nothing back. So it was just kind of like a joke, but it wasn't meant to be serious. But yeah, but the simp troopers be real. It's a real thing. They show up.
Yeah.
Where's Mrs.
Like, the power of female beauty.
How the females
the power of female beauty.
She's coming. She was getting out of bed. She's putting on some clothes and her eyeballs in.
Makes sense. Mama Tomato does that when I'm like, I'll FaceTime her. She's like, hold on, let me put my eyeballs in. And it's her contacts, So, Osram, what were you asking?
No, I just said the power of female beauty is so strong that when you're with a woman who's very beautiful, all your knowledge will go out of your head, and you'll follow
Into the other
your
head.
emotions more. Yeah, just look at Think Before You Sleep. He used to rant against women all the time. After he got a girlfriend, he just totally changed against his MGTOW ways. So power of female beauty is very strong, actually. It's stronger than the knowledge that you have.
Women were initially were kind of raised in a weird way. Societally, I don't even mean by parental teaching, but societally we were taught to be manipulative. That's how we get what we want. That's how we get what we need. That's how we obtain things, is by manipulation. Now, manipulation is not necessarily a bad word. I wouldn't say that in a bad way. We just manipulate in a way